What if I told you a vision board could change your life? See, vision boards are powerful tools for ADHD brains because they bypass willpower and talk directly to how your attention is wired. If vision boards haven't worked for you in the past, it's probably because you weren't doing it in a way your brain can actually use. In this video, I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know. What a vision board is, the science behind it, all my tips on how to make it properly for your brain by simply using AI and Canva, like I did for this fancy one here. So if you want this year to be your year, then keep watching. Hey friend, welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Kelly and I help ADHD minds tap into their power and unlock their limitless minds. So if that sounds like something you want to do, you should subscribe and stick around. As you might already know, ADHD is more of an attention regulation issue and not so much of a motivation problem. ADHDers actually tend to be very motivated people, but their brains think visually and emotionally. They struggle more with delayed rewards, and sometimes they can tune out abstract goals, but they really tune in when something feels real right now. And that's why vision boards work so well for ADHD brains when they're done correctly. In case you're totally new to vision boarding, a vision board is basically like a collage of pictures, words, things that symbolize your goals, your dreams, and your intentions for the year. So everyone's vision board is gonna look different depending on their goals. Vision boards really help ADHD brains because they act as a constant external reminder. They reduce the cognitive load, as in you won't have to constantly remember your goals, and they keep the goals front and center so that they don't get deprioritized. The first benefit of a vision board is giving that focus. And if you want to change your life, you need to have focus. And that's exactly what a vision board does. Now let me tell you a little bit of science behind why a vision board works, because it's not just about cutting out pretty pictures. A vision board serves as a constant reminder since you're going to be looking at it every single day. With ADHD, if our goals aren't front and center, they tend to fall by the wayside and can get deprioritized pretty easily. If you want to change your life, it requires something to keep your mind focused. See, we all have what is called the RAS in our brain. That stands for the reticular activating system. It's our filter to what we're going to notice because there really is so much going on all at once in this day and age. It's going to decide what's important versus what we should ignore, but it responds very well to repetition and emotion. That's where a vision board comes in. When you're looking at your vision board every single day, the brain starts tagging those things as important. And our ADHD brains are expert pattern spotters. So once it understands that these things are important because we're showing it to them every single day, we're going to notice the patterns to get to those goals. Does that make sense? Let me explain it like this. For example, I put that I wanted a Costa Rican wedding on my vision board one year, and that seemed really far-fetched and really out there. But after I put it on there, I was constantly seeing Costa Rican and Costa Rican weddings everywhere. And the idea of a Costa Rican wedding, which at one time felt very far-fetched, started to seem very realistic. I was noticing Costa Rican wedding planners all over. I was noticing hotels and people who had done Costa Rican weddings. It started to become very realistic to me. And I eventually had my dream Costa Rican wedding using this method. Because once my brain noticed it, the dream stopped feeling wild and started feeling very normal. And that was the RAD doing its job. A lot of people associate vision boards with manifestation, but what it actually is mental rehearsal. And here's why it works. Our brains don't fully distinguish between real and imagined. Repeated visualization, like looking at a vision board every day, trains our brain to act as if it's normal and as if it's really possible. As a result, you're going to start thinking and acting differently and making your decisions a little bit differently. It's not about all the pretty pictures, it's about training your brain. I want to say this very clearly before we get into the tools because there really is no wrong way to make a vision board. ADHDers, I want you to hear me loud and clear when I say it is most important that it is done and not perfect. I'm kind of talking to myself here. Some people love to go to vision board parties where they're going to cut up pictures from magazines and glue them on a board and hang out with their friends and make a night of it and drink some wine. That works too. Some people want something very polished and aesthetic. Some people want it digital, like on their computer backdrop or their cell phone background. Some people want AI to just do all the work. All of those count. It's not about a right and a wrong way to do it. It's about just embracing this fun, creative process so that it will increase the dopamine in your brain and your brain will really engage and activate into this process. Perfectionism and all the shoulds, that's what's going to shut your brain down. What matters isn't so much how you make the vision board. What matters is that your brain is going to see it often and that you feel something when you see it, so that your brain starts tagging it as important. So whether that's magazine cutouts, Pinterest, AI, Canva, hanging out with friends and making it, or doing it solo, if your brain engages with it, then it's going to work. So step one is that you want to get clear on what your goals actually are. And I really like to do this through journaling. So take some time to journal it out if you want, and whatever you need to do to get really clear. Some things I journal about would be, what do I want to focus on and how do I want to feel? But you really want it to get personal and specific to you. And what your vision board include, at least my vision board, I always try to include 1 to 2 identity pictures. So how I want to see myself, 3 to 5 lifestyle pictures, and a couple words and phrases that really speak to me. You don't need 50. I did do 50 because I wanted the whole thing full and some of the pictures came out smaller, but you don't need 50. You really just need a couple. So one method is to search on Pinterest to find some images that really pull you in, pictures you really like. So one key tip that I have is to put the word aesthetic after whatever you're looking at. So for example, I'm going to use my phone here. I want to go to Greece and have this beautiful European vacation. So I'm going to type in Greece aesthetic, and then it's going to come up with all of these images. And I'm going to use the one that speaks to me the most. I found a really beautiful picture of Greece, so I'm going to definitely save that one for my vision board. After we've collected our Pinterest images, we're going to save those so we can import them into Canva later. So we don't want to use AI for all your pictures, or do you want to do what I did and do a blend of some AI pictures and some beautiful images from Pinterest? You can do a little bit of both, and we'll get to that in a minute. But keep in mind that as an ADHDer, you are a visual thinker, and visual thinkers redefine something very striking that's going to just draw in their eye. But if it's just pretty and it's not personal, then that's going to be a little bit weaker. So you want it to really provoke an emotion from you. Now this is where things are going to get very powerful for your ADHD brain. We're going to go into our favorite AI tool. You can use ChatGPT, you can use Nano Banana from Gemini. I really am going to go with ChatGPT because, like I've said in the past, I do have the business version through my old employer. And I mean, the images are not exact replicas, but they're going to look pretty good. So the thing you want to do is upload a photo of yourself into ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever photo generating app you're using or tool. Me, I upload a picture of myself and I uploaded a picture of my family too. And I am asking AI to generate images of me living that life. Some of these I generated with AI, me working out, me hitting a YouTube play button. They're not exactly me, but it's a woman with blonde hair, kind of looks like me. I also did some family goals like traveling. So these are pictures of me and my family in those exact locations. It's not exactly what my kids look like, but I mean, they did a pretty good job. And at least it looks like us and it is gonna pull me in. So you wanna ask AI to generate pictures of you living whatever that life is for you. Pictures of you in those environments, the places you want to go. Pictures of you having and experiencing those moments. It doesn't have to be perfect. These images don't look exactly like me, but even just basic AI images will work. And why this hits harder is because it's going to feel even more real. It's going to trigger identity-based engagement, and it's going to send a stronger emotional signal to your brain. It has to feel somewhat realistic, so you have to be able to believe that it could happen this year or within the next 2 years. I'm not going to say that I want to win a Grammy when I've never picked up a musical instrument. It has to be somewhat realistic. Don't get caught up in re-editing the AI images and trying to make them perfect. It's not about being perfect. So I use a little bit of Pinterest to create the vibe and to have something that's actually real. And then I use AI to also make some images that are going to put me in the picture. So combine both of those, collect all your images, and then we're going to upload them into Canva. That's actually using the free version. Once you get into Canva, you're going to go to create and you're going to do a poster. For me, I did a landscape poster. I did large size, which turned out to be way too big for where I wanted to put it, but it is great if you have space for that. I personally keep mine in the closet and I just had a little shelf, so I also made a small one, and I'll tell you what sizes both of these were. So you go to create and then you're gonna go to poster. I did poster landscape, but you could also do poster portrait, which is gonna be up and down. Landscape is gonna give you the nice long version. And then you're just simply going to upload your images. So files and select all the images that you want uploaded. So once you have those all uploaded, you're going to just drag and drop and arrange them to the poster. And again, I'm doing a mixture of things I found on Pinterest, images that I really thought were beautiful and aesthetic, combined with some images from AI generated of me and my family and different goals that I had. And you can go a little bit over the edge on these. And then once you have your whole thing uploaded, you're gonna go to print with Canva over here. And I did no frame. Once you're in, say you want one poster mounted on thick paper is what I did. You can also do that you want it on a canvas and to pick what you want before you start to create it. So if you want a canvas, then you have to type in canvas and build it in the canvas setting. If you want it to be a poster like I did, then you're going to go to the posters setting because the sizes are going to be a little bit different depending on if you want a canvas or a poster. You can't really switch after you've already selected it. So I'm going to do mounted on 1/8 inch thick paper. Then you're going to do, if you want a small, which is 16 by 12, is going to give you this nice size that you could put in your closet or wherever. Or if you wanted large, you are going to get 28 by 21. And that one is about $40 and it's huge. But if you have space for it, this would be a really great way to see your goals every day. And there's no missing this. So you want the cute little version like me, you're gonna go with small. You want the large, you're gonna go with the large, and that's huge. Or $39, $18, they're gonna print it and mail it right to your house. I think it's so worth it. I did do expand to edge, and it's gonna give you an option to download PDF. I definitely downloaded the PDF so I could set it as my background on my cell phone, my background on my computer. I put add to cart and check out. So if you want it on regular poster paper, it's gonna be about $10. If you want it on the hard cardboard, like I did, a small is gonna be $18 and the large is gonna be $40. Or if you want it on a canvas, I think that's about $68. They take about a week or so to come. Mine, both of them have come earlier than what they said it would come, so that's amazing. In the meantime, you can set your PDF as your background on your phone or your computer so you can look at it while you're waiting for it to come. I know a lot of people who have had success using their vision board as sort of a meditation ritual. So it looks like is that you're going to really amplify its power by sitting with it and visualizing all the things coming to life on it while you meditate. Let yourself feel and embody all of those aspects that you're trying to build as your goals in the future. You want to let yourself feel what it feels like to be a person that holds all of these things. Because when those board goals come to life, you want to be that person that can hold it. So think, what does my day look like when I become this person? How do I feel when I am this person? And who am I with when I'm having all these goals come true? So a couple of reminders, keep it realistic. What's really gonna be able to happen within a year or two? Your brain has to believe that it's possible. Keep it always beats complex with our ADHD brains. Just one board is enough. And don't forget to put it somewhere you'll actually see it. I put mine right in my walk-in closet, right as I walk in, on top of my little shoe shelf. Make sure it's pretty enough that you want to look at it. If you don't like looking at it, then you're not gonna look at it. Another little tip, if you are really strapped on time, is to ask AI to just create the vision board and put in all of your goals and all of the images that you want on the vision board, and it will literally create a vision board for you, and you can just upload that into Canva. And with that, I would also still be putting in your own personal pictures so that it knows what you look like when it's creating these images, and your family or whoever it is that you want in the vision board. Know how you make yours. If you use Pinterest, Canva, AI, a mix of all of the things, if you go hang out with friends, if you host a vision board party and cut out pictures old school, remember, for all you ADHDers, if your brain is engaging with it, then it's gonna work. Thank you so much for watching. I truly hope you got a lot out of this video. Pause the video right now and write down one thing your vision board must have. That's your first step. Good job. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.